What's up everyone, Dale here from Team Wnax. Today I'm going to show you guys my Kashtira p.u.n.k deck profile. I played this at my local star championship, ended up coming in third. I got first place in Swiss, beating 4 tier and a sword soul. And then I lost in top 4 to Volcanic Shatter Shot in time. And then I won my placement match for 3rd and 4th by beating another tier deck. So yeah, let's into the deck. It actually is a pretty good tier matchup. Really fun to play too. You get to do a lot of cool stuff and it's really grindy. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Start off with, we played 3 Odor Dance, 3 Foxy Tune, 3 Ziamin, 2 Deer Note, 1 We're and 1 Madame Spider. We'll run through what everything does. This is a Rhoda for everything in the deck besides this. This is a Rhoda for this searches monsters. This searches spells. This searches traps. This you use it to either link or synchro away to summon back one of your opponents from the graveyard. That's kind of like how the whole engine works. Is basically you're doing a lot of the times you're doing like this to search this to special this by discarding one, and you go for your synchro 8, which then searches another monster. So yeah. Pretty simple like engine. Basically, you're just using these as like synchro plays and fodder, and then the way you like kind of like bolster that is through the Kashtiras. So Unicorn, Fenrir are insane in this deck specifically. It'd be great if we had access to the other ones, but the thing that these cards do really well is that they're level 7, and because 3 is kind of an awkward level for tuners, this lets you make help you make synchro 10s, and with Kashtira Birth. Kashtira Birth or with like with Fenrir. With Fenrir, Unicorn will let you do two synchros. Fenrir will give you a way to just like discard, just give you discard fodder for the deck, and then be an interaction, or you just synchro with it. It's super good. And then with Kashtira Birth that we search, you get to have consistent grind name and follow up, which is huge. After that, our hand traps. We played 3 Binding Limit, 2 Juice Room. I've been kind of just liking this ratio. I think this is like the max I would play in this deck specifically because like you don't really have like a good way to banish. The Synchro 9 pool is pretty bad. I don't even play any. I was just linking away with them. So yeah, they're really good obviously. This deck doesn't really have a good way to utilize them other than for linking, but that's okay. They still were functionally good. After that, the rest of our hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, and then the 1 Ghost Order. What's really nice about this deck is that you can search Ghost Order with your Synchro 8. So the idea is that like if you already have like your trap searcher, or if you already have the trap, you just search Odor instead because then it becomes an interaction. Odor is not that good into tier, but it is really good into like Sprite. I hit field spells with this a lot. That was like the main thing. You can use it to hit Soliak if they pre-flip it. Not the perfect thing, but it is just an okay card. So you can also hit the Charmer. So like if they go Charmer to try to start your Magnum or something, you order it, so then they lose their actual interaction. They like search for like a Hovness, but who really cares? That it's like minor. And for the rest of the deck, for the other parts of the engine, 3 Telly, 2 Extreme Jam Session, 2 Kashtira Births, and then 1 Gabu. These are actual like engine pieces. So E-Telly is obviously insane. It gets you to your Stairclaw without a normal, it gets you to your Punk without a normal summon, which is huge. Jam Session, this card's absurdly broken, but it is searchable, so we only play 2. This card that says, up to twice per turn, if you pay life points to activate the effect of a Psychic monster on field, draw a card. So the idea is like, a lot of the times you want to go into, Wagon first, and then if you have a way to, you like Wagon, Ziamin, search, draw a card. You'll get, and then you summon out Deer Note, Synchro for your Synchro 8, which is also a psychic that pays life points, which will search the Ogre, and then this will summon back either Odor Dance or Foxy Tune, which will give you a level 10, which will give you a level 8 to make a rank 8 play. And you'll also have drawn 2 cards and searched an Ogre in that combo. So it makes it really strong to just like get free resources. This deck gets like a ton of resources really fast. There's definitely a lot of games where like I would go into like turn 3 and I would have gotten another 2 draws off this. So I would have like 5 or 6 cards in my hand. It was just absurd. After that, 2 Kashtira Burst. This card's crazy. It'll get even better once we get the other Kashtiras. But for now, like I play 2 just in case it gets milled, or in case they pop, you want to just have a second one. It was totally fine. I think like in my top 4 match, game 1, I drew 2 births, and like my hand was like 2 births, Madame Spider, and I think like a Z Almond. Like my hand was just like really horribly unplayable, which happens sometimes. But like you just have to play it in case it gets milled. It's kind of the same thing with this. You play this in case it gets milled or gets stopped. You want to just like have it for like continuous follow up. Oh, and then Gobbler's your trap. It's just like another imperm essentially, but this lets you gain life points. Some people play the pop card, but the pop card only works if you leave punks on board. I'm not trying to leave punk monsters on board ever, unless I have to, like I'm under Gozen or something. So yeah, that was it. And then our like last like final cards. This deck's like almost all engine and hand traps. 2 talents, 1 called by. This puts it at 42. You don't have to play these, honestly. If you want to play other cards, do not play them. But talents feels really good. It's another way to help break your boards. You obviously play 12 hand traps, so like usually it's not that big of a deal. At least it wasn't for me. But I can definitely see like where it could become a problem if to like not run these defensive cards. I drew talents a fair bit. It was pretty much always good. Tier like always will have some form of interaction, especially going second. But yeah, if you want to side the talents and just place a 40th card instead, like if you want to play the other Kashtira card, like the Ogre, that's fine too. I didn't, but I can totally see why you want to. It's pretty good. It was like when I was testing it, it was nice just having like name just wasn't necessary. Finally, side deck 3 Droll. I sided 1 Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend for time. I figured if it came up, it came up. It's like my only way to like consistently do damage. That would win me the game other than like Gabu. Double Cyclone, triple Dark Ruler, triple Evenly, and then finally triple Judgment. This deck like has kind of, it's not that bad into Dark Ruler, but Dark Ruler turning off like your Baron or like your any of your like your XYZs or Synchros is really annoying. So I just wanted a way to like deal with Dark Ruler that was like efficient, and Judgment was like to me the best answer. So yeah, not only anything too crazy. I like Droll because there's like a lot of like random decks that are really scary for no reason, like fucking Bird Up, Dark World, all that stuff is just like randomly really scary. So I wanted to have a way to deal with that. I also think this card is like good into like the runic decks and spread and everything. And like I will put it in against tier, especially in going towards time, because like you can stop them from if they're like first place like Keldo and you just Droll them, you're in like a really good spot because now they have like they're not getting any like real follow up, and like tier's actual interaction is like super mediocre. And so I feel like my deck can just go through it. Onto the extra deck, we played 1 Access Code, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Unicorn, 1 Asa, 1 Dark, 1 Masquerena. I wasn't actually playing this card. I don't think this card is good in this deck because anytime you could make this, you're gonna have to synchro away something actually like threatening, or like, sorry, you have to link away something threatening because this deck doesn't just leave bodies on the field normally. So I just didn't really like Masquerena. This should be a Psychic and Punisher. I forgot to bring mine. I didn't have it on me for the tournament, so I just played this. I never made it. I never expected to, so it is what it is. These are all really good. Definitely would keep these. Dark Oss is insane. One of my opponents who's playing tier Lancia'd me. I Asa because he Lancia'd me, I was able to go Dark, summon back his Drados. I played through all his idiots and I didn't really have like anything, but I went Dark, summon back his Stapelia, and then I linked for an Asa and then took his Shuffler. And that gave me 2 interactions into his deck after he had no cards left, basically. And that was just it. That was game. So yeah, that was pretty solid. From there, we also had Unicorn comes up a little bit. I really didn't make these. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't make these 2. In theory, they're like nice, but a lot of the time, I just didn't have like. I didn't have a good way to go into Dark or Asa efficiently. So it just didn't come up. I think if I was going to play a card here, I would definitely play Donner, the Fur Hire, instead of one of these 2. I'm not sure which one. Maybe Access Code. Access Code's like meh. These are both kind of unnecessary, in my opinion. You might just be better off playing more Access. These are more Synchros or switching it up completely. But even making like play maybe a rank 7 could be relevant, especially next set. But I never made these, but these came up like a lot because just going like Dark made Unicorn to bounce is relevant. I had Access Code like a few times where it could have been nice. I could have made it, but it just didn't feel necessary, and I didn't want to lose to like Valor or Infirm. So yeah, nothing crazy there. For the rest of that deck, 1 Baron, 1 Chaining. These are Synchro 10s. The Bestials trigger this really easily. Your field spell can trigger the Chaining, and then the Kashtira also trigger the Chaining. So yeah, Chaining is really good, comes up a lot. especially in the grind game. You just need a second synchro 10 sometimes. And also, like, if you get to a simplified game state and you just have a chaining and a Fenrir, you won the game. Like, what are they gonna do? It's so hard to deal with that. That's what I was doing to people too. Like, once we got to the grind game, I was just going like, okay, make these, or make this plus Fenrir pass, and like you have to break it, and it's just hard at that point. One amazing dragon, it's okay. It's fine, it's nothing crazy. One Draco Berserker, one Jam Dragon, yeah, whatever. Jam Dragon's insane. This card's so good. Being able to search Ogre is ridiculous. Being able to search follow-up is ridiculous. If they try to negate it on turn 2, it's super insane just to bring it back. Berserker is a really strong card, going into like so much. It clears like, it's an out to big stuff, like big like threats, but also it banishes cards. It's also like a good interaction because like it banishes any of the tier stuff. So you just like they go like summon tier, and you're like, okay, just banish it, cool. And then you don't have it anymore. It also beats Gigantic, which is crazy. And then yeah, Amazing is just like okay. Bouncing stuff is cool, but it's just not like the best card ever. Second Punisher definitely like would have come up like an equal amount. You just have to play it because like you don't really have like there's not good Synchro 11s besides Punisher and that, so you just have to play it. One Harbinger, one Daily Chess Pokemon. These are my rank 8s. I make them basically equally. Game, it's so weird to say. Just kind of depends on like what my end board is. A lot of the times, so like. I guess we'll never see. A lot of the times, like my end board would be like if I'm going Cicada King, I'm gonna go Cicada King plus Daily Chess Photon Lord, because like this is a weak board, but 2 monster negates is relevant. And like this has good defense is essentially what it was. Yeah, I think a lot of the times it's more like making the read too. This is weird. Like they're both like interchangeable almost. Which one you make? It's just like versus certain decks. Obviously, it's better. Like versus Sprite, a lot of the time I'm gonna make this because this is negating their Smashers or their starter. Versus Tier, this is hitting their graveyard. So if I'm making these, it's kind of just like interchangeable. This is your monster negate. This is your spell negate. And then obviously the Cicada King. This is the one I played for rank 3s. This card's actually like I made this so much. There's so many times you just have like 2 level 3 bodies on the board and like. What are you gonna make? Like the Masquerena is like so like wasteful. If I'm not like this deck doesn't just put a million bodies on the board, so like I can't like resolve Mask consistently. And that's kind of what I noticed while playing it. So I played a Cicada King instead, and like I made it all day. Basically a 3K wall that has a monster negate attached to it is actually just really good. Finally, we played one Zeus. Nothing crazy there. I never made Zeus. Because like very little was I was like wanting to sacrifice. Like I played versus a lot of tier, and Zeus just like without dwellers isn't that good in the tier. But I still think like Zeus is like relatively good in this deck. For changes I would make, I think it's literally just like maybe cut this, consider cutting these, and just playing like the Donner for higher, and then maybe a rank 7. Rank 7 came with me, maybe a Synchro 9. I just think the Synchro 9 pulls really bad. But yeah, honestly, those are the only cards I would say are interchangeable. They just don't come up enough in this deck for me, at least. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to subscribe. Check out the team channel, Team Wnax, for more content. And if you made it this far, toss me a subscribe and a like. That'd be great. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Peace out.